Live from WCTI 12, this is News 12 Now at 6.
Tonight at 6, a new law adds more requirements for North Carolina sheriffs working with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. On Tuesday, Republicans overrode the governor's veto of House Bill 318.
It expands on House Bill 10, which passed last October. News 12's Maya Cruz sat down with Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes. Maya joins us now live with what this will mean for his office and others moving forward.
Back in February, Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes told me that they had applied for an ICE-led program known as the Warrant Search Program. It allows 5 deputies here at the Craven County Sheriff's Office to be trained and issue and serve warrants to illegal detained immigrants here at the jail. For the past few months, they've been engaging in this program. Sheriff Chip Hughes says that it's not much different from House Bill 318.
So what's the biggest change with this House bill?
For me, absolutely nothing. For those that have not been working with ICE, now they have to notify ICE. It's mandatory that they notify ICE.
A new House bill passed on Tuesday strengthens the partnership between ICE and local authorities statewide. House Bill 318 requires North Carolina sheriffs to confirm a detainee's legal residency with ICE if they're unable to do so on their own, then cooperate with ICE to have them removed. This is for detainees facing serious charges. It comes 7 months after a change in administration, which Craven County Sheriff Chip Hughes believes led to the strengthened partnership.
In the past, there were times where we were told, well, if there's not a busload of them, and if they don't have multiple forms of fictitious identification, we're not going to deal with them.
According to Hughes, nearly half a dozen illegal immigrants are currently in custody in Craven County and will have to appear in court for their current charges before they're handed over to federal authorities. Those taken into custody will also still be able to post bail if granted.
We're not targeting these people, but if you break our laws and we find out you're here illegally, then we're definitely going to do our part to make notifications and get you out of here as quickly as possible.
House Bill 318 was vetoed by Governor Josh Stein, but it also, before the House voted, they voted to override his veto. We reached out to Democratic Representative Glorstein Brown, who represents Pitt County. She voted against the bill. We reached out to her for an interview, but we have yet to hear back. In Craven County, for News 12, Maya Cruz.
Maya, thank you. Also tonight, the Onslow County Sheriff's Office receives a $10,000 donation. It's to help launch a new drone program. The donation is part of a bigger commitment by local businesses to help with law innovation. County leaders tell us that technology will enhance public safety by improving response times and scene assessment.
All right, Eastern Carolina, it's finally Friday, and I know what you're thinking. Let's get ready. We finally got home from work. Let's head out to dinner. But maybe pump the brakes. You need to check the weather first. Here's how conditions look outside right now. We're checking out the Duke Marine Lab, and in the background, notice how the dark hue to the sky is really starting to inch in. That's the same concept along Highway 24 along the coast here. That's why we had the flood watch go out earlier today. This is until 2 a.m. on your Saturday morning. But more importantly, we zoom in on Duplin and Onslow County. Speaking of Onslow County, we were just talking about you guys. Flash flood warning. If you guys are experiencing any of this flooding, turn around. Don't drown. It may catch you by surprise. We all know how that goes in Onslow County. You turn the corner in a residential neighborhood. Next second, the road is completely flooded. So make sure you're keeping an eye on those roads as you're heading around them. Don't be speeding out there. Flash flood warning. We can track the potential for more severe thunderstorm warnings up to the northwest. That's going to be the concept through tonight. So make sure you stay weather aware. This will last until about 10, 11 o'clock, and then we'll see it slowly start to subside into Saturday morning. So speaking about Saturday morning, we're waking up to temperatures in the low 70s. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I know it's starting out a little bit gloomy, but bear with me. Stick around. I'll break down how things actually gradually clear out into your Sunday, and it looks a whole lot better.
And hoping for some great weather for this one. The Little League Softball World Series starts tomorrow in Greenville. Our Chris Young spent the day catching up with the Pitt County girls team.
A lot of excitement there. Representing North Carolina, Chris joining us now live at Elm Street Park where the tournament will take place. It's exciting out there, Chris.
Tyler, Val, the Pitt County softball team will be coming back here to the park as national champions. And they'll be coming back here as reigning champions, so I spoke with players and coaches about the road it took to get here. Representing the state of North Carolina, the Pitt County softball team will be taking on teams from all over the world. With only 2 girls returning from last year's winning team, the players have spent the last couple of months training and competing with the goal of getting back to this point.
A lot of ground balls, a lot of tee work, just repetitive, just tuning everything in. Pitchers, catchers getting work in, going to their pitching lessons again, just fine-tuning all the little things.
The players I spoke with said they're feeling a mix of both nerves and excitement before the tournament kicks off. The first game of the Little League World Series will start this Sunday, and you can catch the games on ESPN with the championship game next Sunday right here on WCTI 12. Live in Greenville, I'm Chris Young with News 12.
All right, Chris, thanks. There's a new district attorney for Craven, Carteret, and Pamlico counties. Matthew Wareham was sworn in for District 4. This comes just hours after Governor Josh Stein appointed him after taking the oath of office. Wareham shared, quote, "I'm excited to continue to serve this amazing community and committed to always uphold the Constitution while being firm but fair." Wareham is from Jacksonville. He graduated from ECU and NC Central School of Law. Wareham is filling the shoes of the Honorable Scott Thomas, who served as DA for more than 2 decades.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers pushing for new legislation. This would help to resolve Camp Lejeune's contamination cases. Industrial chemicals have long plagued the base's drinking water. This dates back to the 1950s and lasts through the 80s. The Camp Lejeune Justice Act would allow affected veterans to file claims against the U.S. government. Democratic Congresswoman Deborah Ross says the bill removes roadblocks from a previous bill to give claims a fair review. Republican Congressman Greg Murphy says the effort will give people the relief they deserve.
Healthcare services in Downey's Carteret County is about to change. Beginning this month, Core Care will take over the primary care services at the Sea Level Clinic on Highway 70 East. It's replacing Carteret Health Care as the provider. Officials say this change will mean longer opening hours, walk-in appointments, and new services. However, the center will have an on-site pharmacy still managed by Carteret Health Care. The clinic will initially operate Tuesday through Thursday from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening, but staff say they hope to expand that to 5 days a week.
Tonight, a store in Holly Ridge is closing its doors. Just ahead, how many people will lose their jobs?
And state lawmakers are frustrated with how slow Helene funds are being released. What they are saying is holding it up. When News 12 Now at 6 returns. The J&J Snacks facility in Holly Ridge is closing its doors, according to town officials. They say the business is closing without advance notice, costing 48 employees their jobs. They add Coastal Carolina Community College, along with NC Works, are teaming up to help those former employees. Holly Ridge officials say they are working to get clarification on the situation. For more information on how to receive help, you can visit our website. And as you saw there in the video, there was a fire at the facility on Sound Road in August of last year. Both the inside and outside significantly damaged. News 12 has reached out to the owners and were directed to their spokesperson, but they did not answer our questions.
State lawmakers are frustrated with the slow trickle of aid money for Hurricane Helene recovery. Leaders say despite the progress out west, plenty of roadblocks remain. Laura Leslie heard testimony today about what's holding things up.
Lawmakers are frustrated that even though it's been 10 months since Helene and they've appropriated hundreds of millions of dollars in relief, the state has not yet rebuilt a single home. Senator Tim Moffitt lives in one of the hardest hit areas.
Our constituents are looking to us for answers, and they're looking to us for solutions because that's where we live. We've done all that we can do, and it seems like the money just gets caught up in these systems.
The state relief package says home rebuilding has to be reimbursable by federal funds. Recovery Chief Matt Calabria says those are notoriously slow to arrive.
It is virtually unheard of for a CDBG-DR funded program for home rebuilding and reconstruction to have started within 1 year. But that's still our goal.
Calabria said state money is being used for pre-planning and site assessments, but he also said FEMA is supplying far less money than it has for other states facing similar storms, and it's aggressively denying many requests. Representative Mark Pless said his constituents can't afford to wait any longer.
This is for the lower income folks, the middle income folks that have no other options except us. And we promised them that we were going to help them in this storm. The governor's office has promised them that they're going to help them in this storm, and so far that hasn't happened.
What do you say to people in Western North Carolina who are just waiting for somebody to come rebuild their house?
We share people's frustration. We know that this is hard and that these regulatory processes, particularly at the federal level, are really difficult. And so we have done everything that we can to push.
Laura Leslie with that story. Lawmakers were also asked about $200 million the state was awarded last year for debris cleanup. They say the money still hasn't been released.
Tonight, leaders for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, or CPB, say they're winding down operations. More than $1 billion in its budget was cut by Republican-led legislation signed by President Trump. The wind down is expected to essentially hurt local member stations of PBS and NPR. The national outlets get most of their funding from non-government sources, but their local members rely heavily on CPB. CPB, NPR, and PBS are suing the president over the funding loss.
After the break, a road closure that's taking place in Carteret County. What you need to know.
And we check back in with meteorologist Tyler Vanjie as we head into the weekend. News 12 Now at 6. We'll be right back.
Now at 6, a live look from Carteret County, where a road closure will happen next week. Department of Transportation crews will do maintenance work on Merriman Road. The closure starts Tuesday the 5th at 8 in the morning. It lasts until 4 in the afternoon. And in Greenville, city leaders, along with the NCDOT, are hosting a town hall meeting. They'll discuss an upcoming project to widen Allen Road. It runs between Highway 264 alternate and Stantonsburg Road.
Mark your calendars. That meeting will be Monday, August 18th from 6 in the evening until 7:30. It will be held at Lake Forest Elementary School. DOT staff will share an overview and discuss the timeline as well. For more information, just visit our website.
All right, Eastern Carolina, we definitely have to talk about conditions outside. It's Friday night. Everybody's heading home. There's a live shot outside as you're heading into Emerald Isle along Emerald Drive. Winds are out of the south, they were out of the south. They're actually out of the north, but they're becoming variable right now because those thunderstorms are sitting directly over the coast. As we take that aerial view over Morehead City, we can see those showers and storms off in the distance. Definitely dark skies over parts of Onslow and Duplin County, which brings me to my next point. Flood watch. Yes, it's outlining most of us down to the south, but what's really the concern now as we head through the next few hours, this is until 2 a.m., the flood watch, the flash flood warning ongoing through parts of Duplin and Onslow County. This means it is currently flooding right now, or we're expecting some flooding over the next hour or two. If you receive this flooding, if you're seeing this flooding, please report it to us. We haven't heard any reports of any roads currently flooded right now, but let your local authorities know, or just give us a ring here and we'll get that out to everybody so that way they don't mess up their nice car. It's Friday night. Nobody wants to deal with that through this weekend. Satellite and radar we're picking up on, in general, high pressure leaving us as this cold front bunches up. That's the cloud coverage up to our north, making it over the Appalachian Mountains right now. And that's what's going to squeeze everything together. I like to think of it as a door wedge. We're sliding it in there, and that's going to lift your moisture up into the upper levels of the atmosphere. And sometimes you get some moderate to heavy showers. That's why we're seeing the flash flooding, especially along the coast where you have that sea breeze, plenty of moisture available to tap into. This weekend, we are expecting cooler temperatures. Say goodbye to the 95 degrees, 105 heat index. It's going to feel a lot better through this weekend. If you're looking for the less humid day, it's going to be on your Sunday. Saturday morning still featuring a few showers that could make things in the morning kind of gloomy. Here's a look at future track. I'll break it down for you. Heading through tonight, still moderate to heavy showers. Keep an eye on the coast. If you're traveling along Highway 24 into parts of Onslow County, you're going to see that flood potential. Here's your morning. We're dealing with the showers and storms. Gradual clearing. Northerly wind kicks in. That's going to help clear out the cloud coverage, so a perfect dinner time for Saturday evening. Same concept on your Sunday. Check that day out. Sunday is absolutely picture perfect. I mean, what more could you want? You still have a northerly wind at the surface, upper levels of the atmosphere. Those are altostratus clouds passing by, just foreshadowing that, yeah, it's not going to last forever, but Tuesday and Wednesday we could see the same concept that we just dealt with, the cold front pushing down to our south, slowly migrating back up our way. If you're looking for something to do this Sunday, I'm tracking the Little League World Series. It looks like the weather's going to be picture perfectly. We just talked about on Sunday, but heading into Wednesday of next week, we're going to be down in Jacksonville for Weather Radio Wednesday, so make sure you come on out to Jacksonville on Wednesday and grab that NOAA Weather Radio. Here's a look at where we'll be at. It's at the Ace Hardware Store, August 6th between 11:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. That's along Henderson Drive. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Enjoy the cooler temperatures.
It's going to feel great. Thanks, Tyler. Grab your sneakers for a very good run. The 12th annual Running with the Law is next Tuesday the 5th, and it looks like the weather is going to be nice. It's at Riverwalk Park in downtown Jacksonville. The kickoff is at 6. Races start at 7. There's a 5K, a 10K, and a 1-mile fun run for kids. Law enforcement from across the area will be there. Organizers say proceeds benefit North Carolina Special Olympics. You can find a link to register on our website.
Fighting Human Trafficking, the inaugural Fairway to Freedom Golf Tournament will tee off in Beaufort County in 2 weeks. The nonprofit NC Stop Human Trafficking will host the tournament on August 16th at the Washington Yacht and Country Club. The organization works to educate the community and law enforcement about human trafficking and also fights misinformation. The tournament includes a one-day, 18-hole event, 4-person Super Bowl, and more. The cost is $300 per team, and cash prizes will be awarded. Well, still to come tonight, the Tar Heels getting ready for its first official training camp practice under Bill Belichick.
Plus, ECU's football team is finishing up its first week, getting ready to put on the full pads. Brian North has your football report next.
Well, UNC's football team, let's call it fashionably late to the college football practice party. The Tar Heels, the last team in our state to suit up and take the field for preseason camp. It just builds up the anticipation for the start of the Bill Belichick era in Chapel Hill. Cameras have been following around Chapel Bill, the 6-time Super Bowl winning coach, when he was first hired. Now they'll watch him and the Tar Heels when they take the field for the first time Saturday morning. He just has to get 70 new players all on the same page in the next month.
They've been training together. We just haven't really played football. So, but yeah, you're right. It's a little bit of a challenge. Certainly we'll have team building activities and things like that where you kind of get to know your teammates and build some camaraderie and trust. But on the field, it comes from, earning that trust from your teammates. A little bit like a military boot camp or training camp where you learn to work with your teammates pretty quickly, or somebody else is working with them.
That's going to be the fun of this camp, watching all the moves he makes. Tar Heels open their season against TCU September 1st. That's an 8 p.m. kickoff. Meanwhile, ECU's football team already on day 5 of practice. The Pirates back on the field. They get to put on the full pads Saturday and turn it up a notch. Former Havelock star Johnny Williams, all smiles. Johnny missed all of spring camp with hamstring issues, so he's learning as fast as he can. Head coach Blake Harrell learning who can play and who needs work. He said true freshman number 25 Eddie Love Jr. from Walton Beach, Florida is a player that's caught his eye, but he won't really know who can play until they put on the full pads Saturday.
I truly believe you get better at playing football by playing football, and we got to develop that hunter's mentality, going to hunt, going to go attack both sides of the football. We talked about our plan to win, and there's 6 steps to it, and we're on plan number 4 right now, and that's winning the rushing battle. We were able to do that at the end of the season last year, and if we want to be successful this season, we got to continue to do that.
So full pads Saturday, they have Sunday off, then they start gearing up for their first intra-squad scrimmage next weekend. Former West Craven High School and ECU star Justin Hardy, big Thursday night of the Canadian Football League. The former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver had 4 catches for 62 yards and 2 TDs. It's the first time Justin has visited the end zone since the opening night of the CFL. He helped the Ottawa Red Blacks beat the Calgary Stampeders 31-11. Justin says he's just happy to win the game.
The first phase of the season didn't go as planned. Just wanted to flush that, come out and just start out 1-0, and we prepared that way and came out with a win today.
Justin had hit a lull. Now he's got 37 catches for more than 400 yards. His Red Blacks now 2-6 on the season. They visit the Toronto Argonauts next Saturday. High school football players allowed to put on shoulder pads today. D.H. Conley was in action at the Hollywood Crossroads with those pads. Vikings longtime head coach Nate Connor is pumped to have Samari and also for his team to take the next step in the training camp process.
Yes, sir. A lot of work right now, just in the sense of you're getting the season rolling officially, all those things that go into those early weeks of camp. But exciting that football Friday nights and the blitz is right around the corner.
Aiming point.
Samari's going into his senior year. A young man that just loves football, loves work, not afraid of hard work. Student of the game. He just really has a great understanding what defenses are trying to do, what we're trying to do offensively. Just is a great leader for our program.
Nate's fired up. The Vikings can put on the full pads Tuesday, then they start scrimmaging next week. The first game's August 22nd. Conley visits Laney and their new head coach, Steve Brooks. Break it down. I'm Brian North for News 12.
A dark sky out there over Duplin and Onslow counties right now. Make sure if you experience this flooding, turn around, don't drown. Please report to us here at News 12 or to your local authorities so we can get the word out to everybody else so they don't ruin that sweet ride on our Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, we're tracking a gradual clearing. Temperatures in the low 80s. Just watch out for the flood potential tonight into Saturday. Other than that, small craft advisory if you're getting the boat out. Low 80s through much of next week. Can't wait to enjoy those much cooler temperatures.
It's going to be great.
Looking forward to it. A beautiful weekend ahead.
Going to get some gardening done. And hey, check this out. Beautiful sight.
Have a good one.